Welcome back everyone to Bernie Man's Gaming Vault. Now, F1 2001, a name that rings a bell for die-hard Formula 1 fans and early 2000s gamers alike. Released during a time when the sport was rising in global prominence and EA Sports was experimenting with simulation racing, F1 2001 sought to deliver an authentic motorsport experience. But more than 2 decades later, how does it hold up? Was it a true step forward or just another yearly title lost to time? Let's dive deep into the world of F1 2001 on the PlayStation 2.
You've collided with Carso Marquez. Your tyres will have picked up all sorts from that trip. Be careful.
The game was developed by Image Space Incorporated and published by EA Sports. F1 2001 was released in late 2001 on multiple platforms including the PC, Xbox and PS2. EA's focus was on realism, both in terms of physics and presentation, but also accessibility. It tried to cater sim racing and casual fans alike, a balancing act few games managed to pull off successfully back then.
All sorts from that trip. Be careful.
Gameplay is where F1 2001 tried to distinguish itself. The game features all the teams, drivers and circuits from 2001 FIA Formula 1 World Championship. That means 11 teams, 22 drivers and 17 circuits from that season. Monza, Suzuka, Spa and the debut of the Malaysian Sepang circuit in full fidelity. The handling model in F1 2001 was robust for its time. Vehicles had weight, but you could feel traction loss mid-corner. Braking points mattered, tyre wear, although rudimentary by modern standards, existed. And unlike the arcade-style F1 games of the late 90s, this was firmly in the simulation camp, even if physics weren't perfect. The AI in this game was a highlight and a curse. The drivers defended aggressively and would take proper racing lines, but they could also behave erratically. Collisions, though not always realistic in outcome, were frequent and made races tense. Unfortunately, rubber banding was an issue, reducing the realism EA was trying to push. Visually, the F1 2001 was a mixed bag. On one hand, the track detail was a noticeable improvement from the PS1 era. Crowds were 3D and you had animated pit crews, detailed garages and relatively accurate car models. The lighting, though limited, gave a slight sense of depth and atmosphere, particularly in cloudy and rainy conditions. F1 2001 wasn't packed with modes, but what it offered was deep. You had a full championship mode, single race, time trial and training challenges. Training sessions were a clever addition requiring you to improve yourself before unlocking new modes and features. Think of them as a racing tutorial that taught you sector times, braking techniques and wet condition handling. It was like a precursor to modern license tests in games like Gran Turismo, for instance. F1 2001 was among the most realistic console F1 games of its time. F1 2001 was amongst the most realistic console F1 sims of its time. You had damage modelling, along with mechanical failures, tyre wear, pit strategies and variable weather. The game didn't hold your hand. If you overcooked the corner in Monaco, you were in the wall, simple as that. And yet for all its realism, it was still approachable. Assists like traction control, automatic gearbox and driving line could be toggled. In that sense, it was both a simulator and a training ground for casual players. Let's place F1 2001 in context. It was competing with Sony's Formula 1 2001 and later F1 Career Challenge from EA itself. On PC you had Jeff Cramond's Grand Prix 3 and 4, and they offered more hardcore sim experiences. Compared to those, F1 2001 on the PS2 struck a middle ground, deeper than arcade races and less punishing than true sims.
Congratulations, you've won the Australian Grand Prix.
Compared to today's Codemasters F1 games, F1 2001 feels primitive. But its DNA, its track accuracy, AI competitiveness and driver immersion can be seen in modern titles. It was a stepping stone, but not a peak. So how should we remember F1 2001 on the PS2? A rough diamond, a game that dared to push realism on a platform still embracing arcade sensibilities. It wasn't perfect, it had flaws in its AI, visuals, and mode variety held it back, but it laid critical groundwork for the future of Formula 1 games. If you're a collector or retro racing fan, F1 2001 is still worth revisiting, not just a game, but as a time capsule. A reminder of what simulation meant in early 2000s and how far we've come since. But for better or worse, F1 2001 raced ahead of its time. As you've seen in this video, the game is chaotic, wild and crazy. Without damage on, you can literally bully people off the road and act like a bloody dodgem car. But the game was great. Early doors, these were the go-to games for F1 racing fans, and at the time they felt realistic, they felt great, and having the accuracy of real teams, real cars, great paint jobs, they looked the part, and at the time we as gamers and racing fans loved it. I spent many of hours back in the day playing this game, and I'm sure other racing fans did as well, and driving sim fans. So all I can say is it's a true F1 icon game which paved the way for some of the great titles we have today. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed this little look back at F1 2001 on the PS2. If you liked the video, please hit that like button, and if you like the stuff on the channel, please drop that subscribe. It really means a lot and helps the channel out. We do have a Discord link as well, which I'll pop in the description below. So if you want to pop by and say hi and talk gaming, you're more than welcome to. And until the next video, look after yourselves. I'll catch you later.